What's going on again, everybody? Welcome back. I did it again. I took a little break, a little month break. Hard for me to stay consistent, I guess. So much stuff has happened lately. Life is just crazy, you know. Sometimes there's things you just got to take care of in life and put other things on the back burner and make sure the people around you are okay. But I think I'm finally in a spot where I can get back to it. This is another one for the books. Not much going on today. I really don't remember where I left off. I think I was just building the house last. Oh, that's interesting. Little bloom going on there. Yeah, I think I was just building the house. So, let's see. They added. I don't know if they added. In the new update, I know in the beta for the new update they've added Vulkan rendering, which is really cool, instead of OpenGL, which means that graphics will actually be able to utilize your graphics card to the fullest with your with the modern rendering solutions, which is great. Which means performance will be, you know, pretty top tier, and have no problems with that. I think I remember what I was doing now. I was gonna build stairs here, and then do like an underground storage or something. I really don't have a plan for what I'm gonna do today. I'm just kind of, you know, moving, kind of doing things, taking it as it comes. It's kind of how I treat life, you know. We can try and plan and plan and plan, but at the end of the day, shit happens. Sometimes there's just nothing we can do about that. No. Life is less about how we plan and how much foresight we had, but it's about how we respond. You know, bad things can happen in life, but no matter what happens, we're always faced with a choice. You know, a choice of how we're going to respond to what happens to us. How we'll respond to the things people do to us. And I think it's important to remember not to harden our hearts against the world. But when you do that, you can't experience any happiness. You know, if you harden your heart and try to protect yourself and try to stop sadness from ever happening, that sadness is just going to hit worse. Because you can't prevent sadness. Sadness will always be there. You know, you got to take the good with the bad, because both exist. It's kind of like hot and cold, you know. The warmth feels good, you know. The warmth of the sun, you know, the warmth under a blanket. But you can't have warmth without cold. And vice versa, you can't have cold without warmth. Because all warmth, or all cold is, I guess, is just the absence of warmth. Well, you know, you gotta take the good with the bad, you know. A little bit of sad with the happiness. That's just the way life is, you know. Do I wish we could change it? Absolutely. I wish we could be happy-go-lucky all the time, peachy keen, whatever, you know, term you want to use for happiness. But again, you know, it's just about how you respond. There's things you can control, there's things you can't control, and it's important to remember which is which. Some people struggle with that. I'm one of them. But in any case, we have Minecraft, so what is there to really worry about? Good stuff. Very relaxing. You know, it's a different color than the rest of this wood, isn't it? You know, spruce and oak, whatever. That kind of looks nice, doesn't it? A little contrast. Yeah, I think I like that. actually. Yeah, I don't really have a plan for what I want to do here today. I'm just kind of trying to finish what I started last time, and we'll see where we go. Take it from there, you know. Let's hit one of those numbers. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Thinking maybe I could do something neat with the stairs here. Bear with me, because I'm having a neat idea. I don't know if you're starting to see it, but let's see. I don't want this to work. No. That's okay right like that, I think. Or maybe we could do one of those numbers. Nah. I think that's kind of neat. I don't know, it's something different. Maybe I could stick something in there like a chest or some cool shit. Fucking, I don't know. Just trying to do some cool stuff, you know? Trying to make it different than usual. So I always felt, you know, just so many times as people, you know, we find what works well for us and we stick to it. And that's all well and good. You know, there's nothing wrong, like the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I live by that a lot. But sometimes there comes a moment where you want to break from the monotony. You know, you want a little difference in your life. Something to switch it up a little bit. And it's good to have that. You know, it's good to break up the monotony. You know, and experience something new. And it doesn't have to be something like outrageously extravagant, you know. I'm not talking about like, oh, maybe break up the monotony and go on a trip to fucking Europe or something, you know, or get on a roller coaster. It could just be something as simple as changing up the way you design your house in Minecraft. Something just to, you know, learn something new. Excuse me, I'm drinking a soda in a cup. And I put ice in it. And I have a bad habit. I'm wanting to chew my ice. I don't know why. Anyways, you know, we get into, I'm not going to say it's a bad habit, but it's a habit, you know, that we learn nonetheless because it's comfortable to do what we know. And subtle things will reveal that. You know, like I was just noticing in myself that I always build the same house, the same way, the same time, and like I play the game the same way, and it's not because it's meta, you know, it's not like I'm using a fucking AR with no stock or whatever in fucking Warzone. It's not like a meta design. That's not the reason I do it. But I play Minecraft that way just because that's how I've always done it. You know, like why would I change it? 'Cause I've always done it and it's always worked. So why wouldn't I do it? You know? And I think that's something that we all do in life with things that are much more important than a Minecraft house. You know, instead of maybe changing up our route to work, or changing up what we eat for breakfast, or changing up the way we think when we are faced with a problem to solve. You know, we get to a certain age where we've experienced so much, and it's hard for us to walk back what we know. and to give other options a shot. You know, other options, a better term for it, maybe other schools of thought. You know, just other ways to do the same things that we do day in and day out. You know, it's hard. Hard for me. You know, I don't blame anybody at all. So I do it as well. But I think it would be healthy for us all to learn to. Yeah, that is okay. Healthy for us all to learn to change. Because change breeds change. I'm sure you guys have heard that somewhere before. Change breeds change. And that doesn't mean, you know, many people will misinterpret things and try to make it all revolutionary and whatever, but all that means is if you start making small changes in your life, like building your Minecraft house a little different, or changing your route to work, or changing up what you put in your coffee every morning, you know, that plants the seeds in your mind and in your routine to learn new things and to maybe change some of the negative aspects about yourself, because everybody has negative aspects about themselves, you know. And we don't all need to call it out, you know, we don't all need to call out all the bad things that we do or what others do. But we have to accept it within ourselves. You know, if you're not gonna call it out loudly or publicly, you must accept it for yourself. Because the only way that you will grow, and the only way that you will change, and the only way that things will change for you is if you change. And that is an important lesson that we all have to learn. And some of us will never learn it. You know, it's a hard lesson. You know, we all struggle with it. Such is life. What do you do? All we can do is continue living the way we know best and hope that we're choosing right. You know? And there won't always be perfection. You know, there will never be perfection. There will never be a moment where it's just some switch flips in you and all of a sudden you're finally this perfect being who can never do any wrong. You know, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody falls every once in a while, and not really just a message for us. You know, this is something that we all have to remember about each other. You know, we are very quick to judge other people because their faults may seem bigger than ours. You know, where you may say, oh, well, Jimmy over there cheated on his wife 3 different times and has a second family. And your own faults are, you know, I lie sometimes. And obviously, you know, to us, the cheating thing's kind of a big deal. I'm not gonna say it's not. But we have to remember that the effects of things are different for everyone. Maybe the lies that you tell have affected someone around you in a much deeper and more painful way than the cheating that Jimmy did. You know, and regardless, both were still wrong, regardless of the severity of it, I guess you would say. So, all I'm saying is, it's very important for us all to remember that we're all just human. We are all just human, and as much as you would appreciate grace from others when you make mistakes, remember that it's everyone else's first time on earth as well. You know, when someone wrongs you or hurts you, and it's, you know, you think they're just the most selfish piece of shit, you know, asshole who ever walked the earth, just remember that even if they're wrong, and even if what they did was malicious, you know, don't harden your heart against these things or those people. Because whether they're right or wrong, they're trying to figure things out just the same way we are. Even if there's somebody who thinks they've got it all figured out. Even if they're the most egotistical, downright, all about themselves person that exists, just remember that they are figuring things out the same way that we are. Because there may be things that you do that other people see and think, well, that wasn't right. You know? Surely there are. We all do. I was just telling someone, a close friend of mine the other day, is, you know, if you meet somebody who always speaks good, who says things that everybody loves and agrees with, and never steps out of line, and never says anything inflammatory or anything that somebody would see as controversial. Something that, you know, never says anything that people might argue or push back on. Be cautious of those people. Because it's very easy to be someone who can read a room, who can know what the general feelings are of the people around them, and to create a face of likableness. It's called being charismatic. But everybody, it doesn't matter who you are, I don't care who you are, everybody on this earth has an opinion. It's someone around them and someone who cares about them, even somebody who loves them, would fight tooth and nail against. Everybody does. Because we're all different. And I'm not saying that people have different beliefs, and there's nobody that's similar in their beliefs, but no two people are alike on everything. There's always at least one thing. What could I just do? Oh, whatever. But, you know, just use your best judgment. You know, keep your wits about you and do your best not to be fooled. Because it's very easy to be fooled in these times where everybody wants to be seen as the good guy. And everybody's afraid to not be liked. You know, and it's a heavy thing to not be liked. You know, it takes somebody very tough to be able to be the only person in a room to stand firmly on something you believe and not back down and not waver on it just because everybody else in the room is looking at you with pitchforks. You know, to be able to To be able to say that there is a hill that you will not only die on, because saying you'll die for a cause is easy. Saying you'll throw your life away for something is easy. To take an oath to live for something, to dedicate your life to a belief, to stand by something in every moment of your life, where no trial or no judgment, no amount of torture or fear of death, or fear of social ostracization, or, fear of abandonment. Fear of abandonment, excuse me. To be able to say you'll stand and live for those things, no matter what happens to you in life, not only death, but in life. That is something that we all need. And it is a very hard thing to find. But if I were to give any of you any advice, it would be, find something to live for. So, especially us young men. I'm 25. Us young men who are so biologically inclined to want to sacrifice for our families, who want to give things up to protect the people we love, who would take on the burdens of the world if all we gained was the peace and safety of those who surround us and love us, and those that we love. It's very important for us to find something to live for, rather than die for. Because anybody can say that they would die for somebody. And in the heat of the moment, when that adrenaline is going and our biological clock starts ticking and we get put in that adrenalized moment and we're ready to die, that's automatic. That's automatic. But to spend every minute of every day of every year of our lives living for something, dedicating to it, not just in a moment, not just when we're in a corner where there's no other option, but when nobody's looking. When nobody sees the works that you are doing. That is the real sacrifice. You dedicate your life to something that you are willing to live for and nurture every single day. To give up freedoms, to give up pleasure, to give up comfort and convenience, and give up life's daily fun. Give up time with that. And to spend time praying or doing little things that maybe you don't want to do. All in the name of living for something that you believe in. There's a raw strength in that. And there's something to be said for it. So, don't discount those who live and stand by the words that they say. Because we may not all be faced with martyrdom. In fact, most of us probably won't be ever faced with martyrdom. Or a moment where our lives should be given for people we love. Most of us will never experience something like that. But all of us do experience life. All of us who are alive right now are experiencing life. And all of us right now have the opportunity to choose to live for something. And I do believe that it is the duty of us all to do so. To live for those who would die for us. Anyways, you know, now that I'm done being serious, just thinking. I'm tired. I just had breakfast a bit ago. I had three, I don't know what you call them. I cooked them, I guess, over easy. Like, I cracked 3 eggs in the pan, but I didn't, like, scramble them or nothing. I left the yolks intact, and then I let it cook up to where it was white, and then there was no, like, liquidy shit, and then I flipped it, and then cooked the other side, and then I ate that with, like, black pepper, and then I made muffins, blueberry muffins, and cornbread, and then I got this, apple cinnamon oats is what I'm eating now. So, a little bit of breakfast. Yeah, I should do that. Alright. I'm just kind of building shit right now. I don't really know what else to do, per se. You can't just say per se. Where's it perchance? I don't fucking remember. One of the two. Oop. Give me that. Give me that. I don't know what my overall plan is going to be here. But I do know I'm gonna need more fucking torches. That is becoming very apparent to me here. Where's trick? Do I even have a chest? Oh yeah, I do have them outside. Whoa, holy trees, nice. Let's just take a minute to take this in here. Let's look at what the world's looking like. I gotta cover this up with dirt. Let's see. Ah, isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing how good a block game can look? Let me just take that in. Look at how far off those mountains are, or those hills. Look at all that over there. Let's go check out the water. Hey, Cal. What's going on, bud? Look at him. Just hanging around. Check out that water. I don't know why, but water in games is always like my benchmark for how good the graphics are. Like, the water is just so important to me for some reason. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful down here, isn't it? Look at this, there's an otter. Check it out. Where's he at? Come here, buddy. Look at him go. Come here, buddy. Yeah, look at him swimming on his back. Hell yeah. Nice. Fucking relaxing, dude. Wish we could all be like an otter. Free and swimming on our backs and relaxed. Look at that snake. I'm gonna crawl up the fucking side. What the hell? Cool. And yes, this is the same world that I did in my Minecraft the movie thingamabob. So, you know, I guess you could call this a spin-off series. I think I'm just gonna do, Oh, there he is. Make like random 30, 45-minute videos on this. Just do some stuff. Talk. Maybe I'll release one of these weekly. Just to, you know, put all my week's thoughts into a little compilation, compiled, whatever the fuck that word is. Just to condense it down into one video where I just talk about myself for a while. You know, condense all my thoughts into, I guess, a video diary type thing. Just, I don't know, weird to say it like that, but kind of what it feels like sometimes. I just start talking. No plans, just talking about stuff. I had the perfect amount, look at that. How about that? It's beautiful when life just lines up like that. Small wins, you know, small wins. Alright. Let's get this cooking first of all. Is that actually gonna cook it? Why have I never seen this feature before? Wait, what? There's no way, right? There's no way. Come on. No way! It cooks it! Oh, that's so cool. Man, fuck the blast furnace. That's such a nice way to cook shit. I don't know why I'm so amused by that, but that's so nice. Wow, that's great. That's really great. I'm a big fan of that, actually. Man, that was really nice. I'm very happy I did that. That's good stuff. Let's get some charcoal going in there. Alright, let's finish this up right down here. Oh god, it's dark. First order of business, cut up the floor. I guess we'll just start from the back side, or I guess front side, technically. It's just stairs. This is on the other way. We'll just start cutting it up. And you know, I'm playing this on 1.20.1. Excuse me, Jesus, gross, and a little mucus going on. But I'm playing on 1.20.1. Excuse me, had to take a little sip. Getting a little dry, doing too much talking. Yeah. But, so it's older. You know, it's still new to me. Because even though I still play a lot of Minecraft, like, I'm very used to, like, 1.12. All the old shit. You know, there's still just a bunch of new shit that I'm not used to in here. But what do you do? You know? I really wish I would have invested in a little bit of iron before I started doing all this, but whatever. You know, fuck it. Less waste of materials. This is actually more regenerative than wasting iron. Teaches patience, you know. We'll pick all that up. Cool. Wait, what did I just do? Oh, did I? Oh. Shit, I didn't even realize I did all that. Okay. Alright. And the ceiling's already done, so job's like a fourth of the way finished. That's great. the rest of this carved out here. Actually, before I finish, let me go back. Hey, iron. What was I just talking about? How about that? Alright, let me get back up here real fast and dump my shit off. Not all of it, but just the vast majority here. Alright. Now we can pick up the rest of that cobblestone, so we'll never be short on stone. And that's what it's all about there. Yep. Boom, boom. Let's pick this up real fast. So yeah, that was all of it. Stick that up there. Actually, also, let's go see if... Maybe I should make that a stair too. I think I'm gonna... Wait, that's spruce right there, isn't it? Okay, so I need to make spruce stair. Let me just do this real fast before I forget. Oh, I have it in. Okay, alright. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Splendid. Alright. Oh, fuck. Forgot. Okay. There we go. Let's see, where are you at, charcoal? You go ahead in there. Boom. Let's cook up a few torches. And then we'll... just get it all lit up in here. Alright, now... I just feel like that torchlight's a little bright. A little too, white. I don't know how to change that color. I don't know that I can. Post-processing? Tool map? No. Color grading? No. Maybe I could turn bloom down just a tad as well. World? Nope. Ambient light? Oh, torch color. Okay. Oh wow, it's very less blue. Maybe a little less green. Oh, maybe a little green. Let's see. That does keep it. Okay, that's getting closer. Try this and try turning that down just a tad. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, let's less blue. Let's get more green. Less blue. Sorry. A little more green in there. That's looking just right. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, now that's a torch color. A little bright, but whatever. Alright, let's get back to cutting. I went through a time where, I don't know if you guys could probably see that in all the shader packs I have. Like, I really wanted to, and I actually paid for some of these too. Actually, I only paid for one of them, was Nostalgia VX, because it looked really nice. Right now I'm with Bliss, just because I fuck with the distant fog and the water effect that you could see earlier when you come out of water and it like washes over. And I also like appreciate the performance. Nostalgia VX is path tracing, and that's kind of tough. I'm on a AMD card. I'm on a 9070. It's a Sapphire Nitro, which is really nice, but I've only got a 5600X processor, which is still really good. Don't get me wrong, but with Minecraft 1.20.1, geez, excuse the remix. It's still pretty CPU bound. It still runs on single thread. So, you know, it bottlenecks me a little bit with certain processes because it doesn't fully utilize my GPU. But with the Vulkan change, that might be actually possible to run at a good frame rate. But between like that problem with Minecraft's engine in general and the path tracing and having OBS on in the background, like it's just not worth it, you know. Plus I play at 2K and I'm on an OLED, so yeah, kinda kills it. But it's okay, because I have it now, and one day I'll be able to use it outside of screenshots. Because I hope this doesn't fuck me up, but let me do this. I'm gonna make the floor cobblestone, as a matter of fact. Yep, okay, so let me do this. I don't know why, but I feel like looking at it too, so you guys are gonna see it. So, give it a second. Got a bunch of mods loaded, so it's, you know, taking its time. Alright, let's see. Like, oh wow, this is not running too terrible right now. Maybe once I get out into the world. Let's see. See, look at just the illumination, just very nice, the path traced illumination. Here's nighttime, what nighttime looks like. I don't have any armor, so I'm not gonna stay out too long. But I don't want to get caught by a creeper. Yeah, check that out. Looks good. Let's let me. Yep, fuck off. Alright, let me go to sleep real quick. Alright. Now let's go outside. What's going on out there? Check out the light. Yeah, look at that. Look at the daylight. Check that out. Isn't that just beautiful? Look at the sun shafts and the fog, the morning fog, and all the distant shit out there and whatever. Looks great. And the water in this one's really nice too. It's one of the bigger reasons that I wanted to get it. Because the water actually looks very nice. And really, like, one of my biggest gripes with a lot of shaders is, like, the top of the water will look good, but then once you go underwater, it's bad, but, like, this is pretty good looking. Terrifying, though. I do have a deep fear of the ocean, and so this one's very scary to me. But, other than that, looks nice. But, I do fuck with this pretty heavily. Just for pure, you know. This one's a little bit more cinema over realism. And, you know, I like playing Minecraft in a fantasy way. So this one usually wins for me. And it runs a little smoother with very similar outcome. Alright. I'm not, you know, not one of those cool Minecraft YouTubers who can do the damn time-lapse of building and shit, so there's that. You know, where, like, they build perfectly or whatever, because they use world edit and shit. I'm just a regular guy, place some blocks like everybody else. Oh, I just realized I could have saved a ton of materials by not filling that part in, because those are not going to be filled in. Oh well. Alright, so... now that's a problem. Whatever, we'll cross that when we come back to it. Fuck it, I'm not worried about it right now. Not at all worried about it. Let me go back up here and see what I did with this. So I did. Okay. Alright. Oh, fuck. Alright. Let me get back up here. These are oak. Alright. Start chopping them down. Of course, I got the falling tree mod on because I cannot play Minecraft without it. And the minimap. So, all the same things that were in it last time that I was on here. It'll probably be. Oh, wow. Oh, jeez. Alright. That pretty much gave me what I needed. Make sure to plant all the trees back. I don't know what that is. I don't know why it's not growing. But it's not growing, so we're getting rid of it. It's a good metaphor for life, you know. If you have a relationship where you have, you know, not just like intimate relationship, but like maybe a friendship or a family relationship, or just a relationship with maybe an item, you know, something in your life that you use or see or look at or interact with every day, and it's not bearing any fruits, you know, the tree is not growing. There's no life in it. It's gonna be hard, but that's something you should cut off, you know. Cut off the dead branch so that the rest of the leaves may grow. You'll be hard pressed to find happiness with dead trees that bear no fruit. What did I do here? What the fuck is going on with that shit? Hold up, am I retarded? Maybe a little. So it's flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, flat. Flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, flat. Oh. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, where did I do that from? Right here? Okay, so that should be boom, 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 boom. Okay, right. Okay, I messed up. Just a sec. Just a little mess up, nothing crazy. No need to, you know, no cause for alarm here. It's all good. I had just enough to break the rest of these. That's perfect. Awesome. Okay. Now we can get down to business here. So, I don't want to use oak or spruce for this. I've got more oak, so let's do oak. Fuck's sake. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That'll give me a full stack. Alright. No, that's done. We'll do log. Boom, 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 boom. Oopsie. Right? And then log? No. I need to go make a new axe, son of a... Alright. Break that. And then we do boom, boom, boom. There. Alright, and then we're flat again. Sorry, math is hard for me, guys. I'm locked in. Trying to make sure I'm counting right. 1, 2. Alright, alright. I think what I want to do is actually a little different here. I just had a thought when I did that this shape over there for the first time. I think what I want to do is actually a bit different. So I want to, this is of course going to be a giant pain in my ass now, but I would like to actually make this, I want to put upside down stairs across the top, push that wall in just 1 block and make the back of it wood. So just push this back 1 block so that I can put the chest inside the wall as part of the wall so it's flush with it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You'll see what I mean. I'll do it in a minute. I think that would look much nicer than all that. Just that and the other thing. Although I think I want to maybe leave this wall. No, this is the front of the house, so this will be... Yeah. Alright, I got a plan. Alright. Actually, let me... do light real fast, and then... let me get in here. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Right. Gotta have these. Because the thing about upside down stairs is that you can place chests directly underneath it and still open the chest. That's why I went with that. Also, they look nice, so it works out both ways. Alright, this. Get some of those going, I guess. For some reason, it's really dark right there. It's kind of dark right there, too. Get some of those going right there. Alright. Cool. Alright. We'll fill this in. Great. And then that, I think I want to push that out and make that another room. But as for the rest of this, I can put chests here, chests here, chests here. We can do a couple rows of chests here. Oops. Looks like I've got 6. I've got 8. So I can actually do 4 rows of chests there. Or I can make this the smelting wall. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll make this the smelting wall. Yeah, that's perfect. And then, yep, chests on these walls. Alright, let's go grab stuff. Let's go to sleep first. Okay. Now, let me sit up in my chair here. Okay, let's get outside. I don't like the way that sounded. I need to build a fort with a wall. I don't really want to fuck with creepers. Cool. And then, yeah, sweet. It's looking pretty good. Let me get, I guess, the rest of that shit. Well, let me build a couple of... Ooh, there's one chest. I don't know why they're showing up as invisible. I think it's got something to do with one of the texture packs I'm using, but... I mean, they look... No, they're still invisible. Alright. Well, if it's gonna be like that, then... Let's get in here. Wait, hold on, this is a large chest. What the scallop? Oh, you know what? Either way, here's what we're gonna do. Get in here. Get some of these. Now we're gonna run all the way down here. Boom. Boom. And that, oh wow. It's interesting. That, guys, is where we're gonna leave off for this time. It's been a real treat. Hope you guys like Minecraft and just me talking random shit for like an hour. That's pretty much all I did. But you know, just gonna be making videos like this for however long. You know, just weekly talk sessions with Minecraft in the background. You know, kind of like how TikTok has it, like Family Guy and Subway Surfers. Yeah, that's what Minecraft is for. Just me talking. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. God bless, and be safe.